Quick video about why I bought the two positions today. I bought Optimus Infra and I averaged up Infibeam. So I'll first tell about Infibeam, why I think this was a good spot. So first of all, like I said, there are just three ways to entry, and the three ways is basically a pullback entry, a breakout entry, and a cheat breakout entry, right? So this is the first one, which is the pullback entry, and and again in pullback also what you can have is a confirmation pullback, which means that after the pullback it actually reversed, and the reverse confirmation you have, this one will form in the other one, anticipation pullback entry. Okay, and why I like this is because first of all, the breakout itself from this tight area was on very high volumes, and we also had a good this was the first entry for me, 1860 1866.6, and I had sold at around 8 to 10%, and now I think it is ripe to again bounce. Okay, so why do I think that? First of all, it is very near to the 21-day EMA, and stocks have a character, and this definitely looks like a 21 EMA surfer. So as you can see, last time the 21 EMA very close, and then we had the breakout, and similarly I think today or probably tomorrow, day after, is when these guys also, I'm hoping that it is going to break out now. Because of the condition, pullback entry is very good, because okay, I can, the give and take here is wait for 2-3 days before the stock to move, or trade a breakout and get clipped because breakouts are not working, right? So the situation awareness also right now favors like a pullback buy or a cheat buy, right? Now if you go and look at the 30-minute time frame, what you can see here is a formation. So this is basically still an anticipation. Why? Because we do not know, even in a smaller time frame, it is still in a downtrend. Okay, so high, lower low, lower high, lower low. It tried to make a higher high, or at least engage in the to the previous high, but it still couldn't. And what I anticipate is, because I saw this sort of a support here, then this could be the first higher low. Okay, um, and one could even argue that this particular low was a higher low, but again those things will be really hand waving at this point. And another entry this can give you is when this guy breaks out 21. Okay, so and then, so what would be a decent stop loss for this would be either very tight, which is basically 20.3. So my entry was 20.5 and 20.3, which would be like a very small stop loss. Another entry would be just below this, or just simply stop loss can be below the 21-day EMA, which will be here. So right now my stop loss is around 20. I mean, this is also a mental stop loss. I haven't put it on my this one. So the mental stop loss right now is below 21 EMA. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. So this is Optimus in Infracom. Why again I like the sector from the charts as well. Infra has been one of the stronger sector in a short as well as in a longer time frame, like 6 to 8 months or so. On the charts you'll clearly see that this guy is a very strong name, and today also I think a lot of infra names also did well, and in my opinion it is very near to the this one. So what I call this setup is basically a but setup, or a bust. And so a but is basically anticipation at the base of third T. So then so this could be a second T kind of a structure, because this is, let's say, 1T, and then you have another contraction here, and this is then probably the third contraction will come and then breakout again. This is sort of an anticipation setup, because breakouts like more than 50% breakouts are sort of generally not working, and I have tried that, and I am still holding a couple of breakouts which are not working, in the sense not working money, not right away once you taken an entry, right? So for example, Atul Auto was a good breakout couple of days ago but worked today. um, and that is why also I'm hunting for entries like this, and this is also particularly good because it's very near to the 50 DMA, and you can see that how beautifully the supply has been exhausted, in the sense that there is very less volumes. And the second thing I like, first thing is the volume, second thing is that we already have a higher low. So the hope is that because these the price action generally it works like this, right? So you have this, and probably the 30 and then a breakout. Okay, so that is basically the, and also we can see that last 2 days volumes were also up um, on a 30-week time frame. Also, this again same thing is, it will be visible. So this is the first T, it's probably the second T, the third T. In the third T we have a higher high, sorry, higher low, and now basically waiting for a breakout of this that would present another entry, and that would be like a cheat entry of sorts, right? Right, so these are the two this one, and also you can see that the Mars slightly now trying to turn up. So these are the two entries, right? Another one I want to just bring into your attention is GNFC. Now GNFC is uh, is a candidate which is sort of a as you can see that this is a very big base, right? And it's also from a sector which has just started to turn up, and you can see that the relative strength is also inching higher and higher. A relative strength breakout of this level would be like a breakout, and you can also see a bigger level contraction here, one contraction, two contraction, three. And what happened recently, remember the when the day when most fertilizers broke out, what happened that GNFC also broke out, and we already have a higher low here. Now we had a higher high. So GNFC in my opinion is already uh, a candidate for stage 2, early stage 2, this one. And so today what I was looking forward to, looking forward for another smaller breakout, and in this case it will basically look like a 3x inside bar. Okay, inside bar 1, inside bar 2, inside bar 3. And what are inside bars? Inside bars are nothing but a VCP in a smaller time frame, and it actually looks really good. Like when I say really, um, like really good, right? So in a 30-minute time frame you can see that this is the first T, and most of the supply got finished on the first T, because we can see that there are very high volumes here. And then we had the, let's go to the 15-minute time frame. You can see how supply demand plays out in a VCP so beautifully, and it happens in all time frames. Okay, now you see this has all the great characters of a VCP, which is basically the prior uptrend. The T's are contracting from the left to right, not only in terms of the absolute value of contraction. So in this case the first contraction is 4%, and then that becomes so the second contraction is 2.6, and the third contraction here is 2.1. Fourth contraction here is 1, right? And so we had a fake out, or a breakout which failed here, and then it again sort of now pulled back, but it still hasn't broken below the previous low. So we can still now call this as a fifth T. So that is one volatility contraction, and you look at not just the absolute contraction, but also the time taken for each contraction, and that is also contracting from left to right. The first one here is like 31 bars, and 31. The next one here is um, 21 bars, and then the next one here is um, like 13 bars, and then even smaller than that. So this is actually peak VCP, and always look at the volume. So contraction. So if you add all this volume up, this volume will be higher than this volume. That would be higher than this volume. Probably not. This is a red candle, but again, this was still at the top. But again, you get the point of what I'm trying to say, in the sense that the volume which is getting dried up is significantly lesser than the previous T. So let's say this is 100, this is probably 40, this is probably 30 or 35, right? And this is something which will give you a very small risk to reward. So if one has a GTT over 672, um, this is the simplest way to trade it, and you will have essentially a risk of less than 2%, right? So you can even load 50% of your account here, um, and would still be under 1% risk to your entire portfolio, right? Okay, this is something which I wanted to highlight. What else? Yeah, Lloyd's Engineering also has sort of the name which this guy Stefan was trying to say. I forgot the name, but it was a great pullback entry today. I sort of missed it, and could have entered today. So I already have a position here, entered on this day due to FOMO, sold here 50%, and that 50% could have gotten back today, but because it's a very fast moving stock, it went up. But again, you can see that this is one T, whole T, and this would be the second T, and possibly a third T. And again, uh, these are sheet entries wherein in the bigger one T itself you will have multiple smaller T's, and this would have been an ABUT entry, which is basically anticipation at the base of third T, right? So T1, T2, this is possibly the third T, and any entry on this day, the best would be like, at and around the 50-day moving average. Possibly this would have been the best entry. um, yeah. Okay, so that was the video, guys. See you soon.